Hi, Graham Park from Shooters Union here, just down at the yards. Got back from a firearms consultation event down in Dubbo last weekend. Amazing event, 600 odd people, fantastic results. Congratulations to the organisers, who were mostly a local group of One Nation supporters, but there were people there from all different parties. Got back, had cattle work, and then we had a major mess after cattle work. And some of you will know what this is, because when you work cattle around yards and crushers and things like that, you get a lot of it. And it's generally referred to by people as BS or CS, cow shit or bullshit, you know, that people talk about. And it's funny because BS is normally referred to as something being a fantasy or made up. Well, it's not made up here. It's very real, and for the last half hour I've been shoveling it as it's dried out. But you know what I can't shovel and I can't stomach is the absolute BS being thrown out by the Albanese and his Min's puppet in New South Wales, in Sydney. My goodness, the Premier doesn't even have the ability to stand up for his own state. He just goes, yes, Albo, we'll do what you want no matter how silly it is. So they're quite willing to spend $1 billion odd of your money and my money when we're in a cost of living crisis, rather than build hospitals or put more police out or spend money on counter-terrorism. Let's go out and harass target shooters and farmers, because that'll make a difference. The funny thing is, this time around, people are seeing through it in a way that's never happened before. Understand what Premier Minns said the other day. He said, this is bigger than Port Arthur. We've never been under this sort of attack since the 1996 assault on shooters, trying to blame you for the actions of other people. And this, in a lot of ways, Minns is correct. It is worse. It is bigger because of the way we're totally being blamed for an act of terrorism that, to be honest, no other state wants a bar of this legislation of Albanese's, but New South Wales has decided to run headlong into the abyss of stupidity with a so-called buyback, a steal back, we'll be referring to it as, because that's what it is. It's not their property. It doesn't matter what they offer you. They've offered very low, but it doesn't really matter. It's not their property. But be assured, wherever you're watching from this, if it can happen in New South Wales, it can happen in your state. So we all need to come together as a community of firearm owners on this, and as such we've got a webinar we're hosting on the 3rd of September at 7 p.m. You can go and register on our Shooters Union website, or they might put something across the page here where you can register. First time we've opened up our member webinars to non-members, because we're in a bit of a crisis. We need to really get the message out there. People don't need to be panicking. This thing's going to go for more than a year after it starts. So, but we want to give you the info. We want to get to it, what you can do, what you can't do, etc. And it's open to everyone. If you're not a member, obviously we hope people become members, but that's not why we're doing it. We're doing it because we think this information should get out to everyone, because it's incredible. It is so badly done. Even the Liberals in New South Wales who voted for it originally have now turned on it because they see how bad it is. So it's our chance to push back. And fixing this is actually very simple. It's not going to be easy, but it's very simple. So join us on the 3rd, 7 p.m. If you can't make it at that time, I'm sure it'll be recorded, but try and come on live where you can have some input, things like that. Look forward to seeing you. I'm starting to get a bit cold after I've stopped working there today, so I better put on my Shooters Union hoodie so I can look like a normal ruffian about town with my hoodie on, with my that's actually is much warmer. I was chilly out there in that shirt once I stopped shoveling that. And on the back, hopefully you can see that, locked, loaded, and not backing down. No, we're not, because we know when things are right and things are wrong, and this doesn't smell. What I was just shoveling smells far better than the sort of garbage that Albanese and Minns are trying to peddle to the Australian people. And thankfully, a lot of us are waking up. So congratulations to every person who has, and for every politician who's come out against it as well. There's a solution to this, and it comes at the ballot box. Talk to you later.